Financial disclaimer. The information provided in this stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional financial or investment advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the content presented here is based on our personal opinions and experiences. Investing in stocks and other financial instruments involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Any investment decisions you make are solely your own responsibility, and you should conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment choices. The content we share on this stream may not be accurate, complete, or up to date. Market conditions and financial regulations can change rapidly, and we cannot guarantee the accuracy or reliability of the information presented. We do not endorse or promote any specific stocks, companies, or investment strategies. Any actions you take based on the content of this stream are at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses or damages that may occur as a result. Always remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and no investment is guaranteed to be profitable. Make informed decisions and consider your risk tolerance before investing any funds. By accessing and using this stream, you acknowledge and agree that we are not responsible for any investment decisions you make as a result of the content presented. You are encouraged to seek advice from qualified financial professionals for personalized guidance. Please invest responsibly and only with money you can afford to lose.
Hey man, just found the next guaranteed multi-bagger.
Hey man, you found another one? What is it this time?
Come check this out.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Laughing Stock. What's up, Value? Welcome. Value said it's good to see a bit of green today for the stocks I follow. Yeah, I feel you. Some days it's tough like that. I think the portfolio for me today, Semler, which is my biggest position, was up, so I'm happy about that. But I've been trimming back. If you read the headlines and stuff, because I am going to go back into a real concentrated portfolio again. I really want to focus on finding the few stocks that are really going to be able to give me some returns and shoot for the 50% again. And honestly, I still want to make up what was lost on some of BNED today. So it's going to be a focus on really just trying to narrow down to a few stocks once again that I really understand. And then, this whole experiment with the technicals, I'm going to use that as much as I can to try and help kind of guide my ins and outs of these things. Because, in some of the theses, maybe my thesis will last longer than that. Maybe it's not just, the chart. I think it's a guide. It's not like it's not like a do or die by, but it's just something else to consider. So you guys can see some of my positions here. These are correct. This is in the correct order because last time when I copied it, I realized I do something to organize them, like data sort it. And when I copied it, it didn't copy the data sort. It actually copied the original, which is why they were all out of order. So this is actually the correct order with the correct percentages. So, hey, what's up, Rizius? Yeah, Apple did have a good rally today. I saw that at the end. Starting to throw the AI word around. I mean, what else can you do to get a stock pumping, I saw GameStop at the end of the day had a good pop. Arcase posting now he's got another $100 million back or something, some crazy nonsense. So the meme trades are probably all back on. Anything else really going on? Coco's climbing back up. Not really seeing too much else. Virgin Galactic. This is really like it got down to a penny stock area, but it looks like it's slowly breaking out here, and also too it looks like I found some support here on this low 80 cents range. BNED really went back to 1, but I didn't understand why there was trade halts for BNED. The only thing I can think with the trade halts for BNED is because they're putting those shares out there. It's as if someone's purchasing it. And BNED being like a smaller company, it probably, however they set the actual halts for that, is probably pretty low. And I'm not an expert on this, so don't take this. This is just me kind of like speculating. But I'm guessing because they're just, basically adding in, they're going to start to add in hundreds of millions of shares. That these things are bouncing around. Yeah, I think I was looking at ASTS today value. That's definitely one I in the future. I wish I would have followed your advice, because I'm pretty sure you had brought that up to us, and just another huge day for it. I mean, this has been, I mean, what a crazy month from $2. I mean, that's insane. So I don't know where you got in on this, but congratulations, great call. But this is like what I was saying. So, you know, if I go back to here, like for instance on this chart here, you know, on this chart here, I'm going to be looking for, you know, I mean, so this is stochastic, so this should kind of warn you when something's going to move beforehand. And, you know, it's not always perfect. Like you can see on this jump here, like it, you know, it did warn you, but it's nothing crazy. And it starts to say that it picks up in here, but it's not really until the volume comes in here and I actually see the price action breakout. So I'm a big space nerd, so if I see a space stock, I may have mentioned that I was around 450 and felt the drop to 2. Yeah, but still, I mean, if you're still in it, you're riding it back up, man. That's what matters. And that's why I'm trying to make these so they're not like so noisy in terms of signals. Like this one, you know, it gets close to the line here and it breaks through on the moving average here, but it doesn't break through on MACD. So I'm just playing around with this kind of stuff, trying to get this to all work out better. But like when, for instance, when there's a stock that I see that I'm interested in, it has like the catalyst and everything like that, trying to just better time it. Because especially if I have concentrated positions, I mean, right here, if you had this as a concentrated position, let's say like 30% of your portfolio or something, I mean, what a massive year you just got in a month on one stock. And I know that's not for everybody, so I'm not recommending anyone do that, but that's probably going to be my approach going forward. And we'll see how well it works. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, this whole account is an extra account for me. So, you know, I have some playroom, and the goal is to try and figure out a way to replicate this. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and Rizius, that's what I'm saying. The drops can scare you, but that's what I'm saying. If you have like a chart like this where it's taken into account just the overall volume, I mean, yeah, you might start to think that you want to pull back here. But if you had actually looked at this and you had been following it, it would have signaled on this day to buy, which even if you bought at the close at $4, you know, in here when it tells you to sell, technically it's still a profit, even if you get out towards a low. I mean, it's not a loss is my point. So maybe you sell here when you start to see it peak or something like that, but the goal is to find these ways of doing this without jumping out too fast or jumping out too late. Easier said than done, but trying to build some different charts and stuff that will help me see that better, so you can capture some of these moves. I mean, this stock has a great example of it again here, where you know, it finally breaks through here, and it told you to get out on this day here, essentially, which the close was 6.3, the low was 5.75, but that still would have been from like the $3 range, so almost a double. So we'll figure it out. By the way, I know I said this last time, I just wanted to have some kind of like different little background music, so I have some stuff playing real lightly. Let me know if that's annoying or not, because I don't have to have it on. I just, something to keep me just, usually I'm listening to something when I'm just doing my research on my own, so I figured why not just have something in the background here. PHYS for a gold. I feel like we looked at PHYS not that long ago, but don't worry, I'm not backing away from the fundamentals. So even though I'm pulling up charts and stuff today, you know, that's still a huge part of the thesis, is making sure it's, you know, within a margin of safety, and then also seeing that the fundamentals are improving. I mean, that's really how I'm going to have conviction and to go super heavy in a position is it not only will have the chart, but it'll have the fundamentals as well as probably a catalyst. You know, if I'm taking bigger positions here, you're really probably going to have some kind of catalyst. Either that or just like in general the whole narrative change of when like everyone's kind of like agreeing that this is what's happening and you're starting to see it reflect in the stock price. But I mean, it looks good here. I mean, it does break down sometimes, but even if you were just getting in and out on these, I mean, it would have called it still pretty well. I mean, you would have captured a big chunk of both of these moves here, and even some of this one, to be honest. And that's all once again in like a 2-month period, 3-month period. Oh, okay, that's why I looked at it was PHYS. Yeah, well, see, and that's another thing too is I really got to start taking more seriously Burry's positions and stuff like that. Because you know, for instance, like I pull up charts like this where you know it's giving me some different ins and outs of things, and man, you look at like some of the Burry picks, and he just nails it, kills it. Like every time there's like a real buy signal, he's one of the guys in there buying. So his understanding of what's going on is impeccable, to be honest. And even on like this kind of chart, you know, seeing like the RSI, this low here, because really, I mean, if you could capture this move and then somewhere in here, because the goal is too, there's gonna be stuff that's moving sideways. So if the goal is to speed up the returns, you know, you don't want to be stuck in these ones when they're sideways. So a big part of it's trying to see when not much is going on. You know, like you get this huge volume in here where everyone's interested in this, and then you watch it kind of peter off, and even though the stock's going up and down, there's not a ton of volume in here, and I think that should kind of be your signal to that you have a sideways stock in terms of how the stock market's looking at it. What was the other one? CURI that you said? Wow, this is another one with a huge jump here. This actually just broke through. Let's pull CURI up here. Yeah, so yeah, you guys have any tickers or anything that you want to let me know about, please let me know, and I'll try and go through whatever we can, because honestly I'm looking for stuff. You know, it's I still got to go through some of the stuff that's moved from today, and I'll kind of just screen through charts and just some of the different metrics, see if I could find anything that way. Come on, there it goes. See, the trick for these guys is can they get this cash flow to finally turn around? And they have no debt, so I mean this is they got plenty of time to figure this out. Although they are burning, what's their net cash? Like 10 million right now minus. That's not crazy though. It started a dividend from last quarter. Yeah, that's awesome news. Wow, 20%. Oh, and Courage is in on this too? Why do I not remember this one? I mean, this is almost like like an immediate buy on this. I hope it's not too priced in just yet. It's a 10% dividend. Is that what it's going to be? Oops. I'm just trying to get back to this here. Here we go. Proves 4 million of the currently outstanding shares of the common stock. They have about 53 million shares. Why don't this scroll up? Hang on, let's pause for a sec. There we go. 53. So it'd be, and that's $1. So it could be 4 million. So we can get it down to about 49 million. It doesn't sound bad, especially with the cash on the books. The cash is huge. I feel like I'm like paying attention to that more and more. Like when you see something that just has cash like that, like just so much they can do for shareholders with that cash. I mean, just look at what GME is going to do now that the balance sheet has, you know, the $4 billion sitting on it from the offering. I mean, it's I'm just reading because I haven't looked through any of these notes. Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I do remember you mentioning it to me. So, like I said, props to you, Value. You're calling some of the good ones here. And like I said, I've just been playing around with stuff. I'm gonna be happy to start taking some of these things that people are throwing at me more seriously, because I think the whole point, really what I want this stream to start turning into is like us being able to spitball these ideas back and forth on like how valuable we think these different things are. Because, I mean, you guys can see with the numbers. I mean, right now we have a company that has negative earnings, negative EBITDA. So it comes down to, okay, currently they're worth, I mean, it's kind of crazy. They're worth 63 cents just in cash, straight up. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. And that's not including book value or assets or anything else. But my point being is just us talking about kind of the value here, where things look, like how cheap does this look in general to things. And I think if we can all bounce those ideas back and forth with each other, we can start to kind of check each other's biases and find out where each of us has strengths in finding these things, and then just trying to time it. I mean, you know, we're all here to get success out of this. And what was the insider on this too? Man, I'm surprised last time I looked at this, I didn't go further into this one. Really well done, Value. I give you credit. Maybe I just wasn't impressed, but man, the numbers of these are crazy. Even though these are sales. All right, interesting. Well, it looks good on the charts, and I can't see with that kind of news coming out that this doesn't continue to go up. What's the bear side here, I guess? Besides that they need to become profitable. So obviously the story is that they need to become profitable. I might as well read this just because I haven't. It's a media entertainment company that offers video and audio programming across the principal categories of factual entertainment, including science, history, blah blah blah. Company provides factual entertainment that informs, enchants, and inspires. Great. These stupid descriptions sometimes. The forms including short and long form program integration, branded social media promotion videos, broadcast advertising spots in its videos, and audio programs that are made available on a linear programming channels or in front of a paywall. And uses ads and all kinds of different ways to stream and get the information out. Yeah, that's right. Okay, now Value, this is all starting to click. It's like it's been a minute, because I remember it's all like more like documentary type stuff, and so have they given any guidance in terms of where things are going to actually make this profitable, though? Not to say that honestly in the meantime, I mean it's a big deal. And maybe future competition. Yeah, I mean, obviously competition, but at least I would agree, and I agree with the market here, that, you know, by them offering the share buybacks, they're doing a dividend now, that, like, they're basically saying, like, hey, while you guys are waiting, we're going to throw you some stuff to keep you interested on this, because we're working on something. You know, what I really need is like the transcript or something. And just how are these numbers improving over time? Okay, so they have had positive EBITDA, which is, I know it's kind of a ridiculous thing to pay attention to, but I still look at EBITDA. I mean, if that's all they got, it's one thing to say that they've at least had positive EBITDA. Future guidance, Q2 revenue expected to be between 12 million and 13 million. And so revenues are gonna kind of be stagnant for the adjusted free cash flow between 1.5 and 2.5. So they're saying they're gonna have positive cash flow. I mean, that'll be huge if they can get some actual cash flow from operations working here. I mean, this no debt thing is what's immediately appealing here. All right, let's play the interesting game. Let's see who's interested. What's it doing in after hours? So let's just continue to slowly move up. In 5 million volume, normally about 900,000. I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, that volume starts to I mean, it already kind of broke through this resistance here too, so I mean, who knows quite where this thing can get up to. And I mean, I think we probably found pretty solid support here around 1. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like CURI. I think I might take a position in this one, and then we'll see where this goes. Value. I'm interested because the other thing too, the way I would look at this in terms of upside here, sure, this is going to bounce around now. If it found support around $1, so let's say that starts to put kind of a floor in place, and this is probably going to bounce up and down from there. But if they're able to start hitting that guidance and actually get that free cash flow, that would be huge, you know. And then we already know management shareholder friendly. It's definitely interesting. And I mean, obviously, you can't not love the balance sheet. I mean, these are all somewhat fair critiques, but I'm gonna say good management. See, you know, and I was really critical because I stuck with the real numbers, and this is why I'm trying to play around with my values. Because, for instance, I mean, it did say 50 cents. So, to be honest, maybe my values aren't totally wrong, because I said the lowest I said it could be worth is around like 33 cents. So that would be your margin of safety, and it got down into 40 cents. So it is interesting. And the 52-week high is $1.55, and I could easily see us hit that. And I mean, this interests me just on the fact that I think this could still return 50%. Do you have anything else value that you've been that you wanted to add to it? Just because I want to go back to what Rizius was saying with PHYS here. Yeah, no, I definitely I like it. And so Rizius, like you were saying with PHYS, I mean, you know, I think this is a Bury call. He probably should have hopped in earlier when we first saw it here, but I don't know. I mean, every time. Without fail, the chart's been correct in terms of like it kind of calls when there's like a peak in volume and then it kind of slows down and then the next bump up. And if that trend holds, which it looks like it's held for literally the entire year almost. I mean, some of these pops aren't anything crazy, which it's an ETF, so it's not like you're expecting. I mean, this is great for an ETF here. You don't see that. I mean, you don't get these kind of pops where it's almost up 25%. You know, some of them you do because some of them are real high risk, but you get my point. General ETFs. And gold can sit in there, can sit for forever. So I do not like that position. Plus Burry's in it. I mean, who knows how long he's going to hold it for? He might be in and out of it, trading it and just kind of riding gold up. Because I think the obvious thesis with gold, and I've said it before, is just, you know, as the dollar inflates, gold kind of holds its value. So of course gold has to go up in value. It's not like they're mining so much of it out of the ground nowadays that it's like affecting the amount that's out there. You know, not any more than that it's really going to drive a price change. Then the only other thing, where was CURI here? I'm gonna throw him on deck. Oops, not 150. $1.50. If it gets to 150 value, and I take a big position here, I'll thank you for forever, man. All right. There's one. There's one I like, so we'll go with that. Is there anything in the portfolio I want to go over? Ford's kind of been interesting on the turnaround. Lake's been doing well. They've kind of bounced back. Oh, my thoughts looked interesting. They're really starting to pop here. So value, typically, how many stocks do you have like in your portfolio right now? Yeah, I'm liking how UMA looks like it's slowly gaining here. Safe balance sheet. Just missing positive earnings. They had a big purchase, which is actually why things look down. It's not actually as bad as it seems. They do have some debt, but it's not really all that crazy in the grand scheme of things. The dilution's been steady, which is meh. Yeah, that's right. I think everybody on here was like not super bullish, for instance. And there is competition, so obviously something to consider. Yep, I would just like to see him improve a little bit more here. But I thought down here it seemed cheap to me. And Care Cloud had a huge pullback today. But I got in here somewhere like $1, I think. So it's, of course, it wasn't a huge position because it was when I was playing with a bunch of other stuff. But either way, I got in somewhere in there, so it's obviously still way up. And it's pulled a little bit overnight, but not much. Is it 8 o'clock yet? Yeah, it's 8 o'clock already. Man, it's taking forever to bump up. Yeah, I gotcha. And it's all good. No, I think 10's a really good number, and I think that's what Johnny said he's going to start shooting for, is around 10. I want to push my luck and bring it down to just a few, but I feel like every so once in a while, like I really agree with you. I think CURI actually looks really good. CURI's hitting like a lot of marks that I look at. I'll probably go through and just read like their 10K tomorrow morning and or Q, whatever's, I guess it'd be their 10Q, and probably the most recent earnings transcript just to get a better idea of things. But I'll read Courage's article too, because I didn't read through it. Just to kind of give me an idea, because the other thing too is, like, I feel like with the thesis on CURI then will be how long necessarily until they become profitable, you know, or there's like a material change that slowly is gonna be proven to develop in the business, because that's gonna limit its ceiling right now. And it's, like I said, I bet it's gonna find a top here and then just bounce back and forth. Maybe because of the share buybacks and stuff like that, it'll continue to trend in the right direction, but we'll have to see. And what I liked, Care Cloud had great cash flow, which, you know me, I say it a million times in a stream how much I look for cash flow. Haven't been acquiring anything. This last year was a little rough earnings wise, but kind of where I feel like it created the opportunity. And I mean, they don't have a ton of cash on hand, but they also don't have much that's due, so they're probably just kind of making that work as time goes. All right. Yeah, I will say the other one that's ALTO is really getting down there now. Which last time it got down to the $1.30 mark before it popped. I know that doesn't mean all that much, but I mean, we're below RSI here. Volume is super low, like as low as it gets. You know, I feel like this is typically when you'll start to see something pull back. Like, you know, I'm watching ALTO to see some form of volume, because it means someone's taking, or a group of people are taking interest. Group would be better, unless it's one big whale. And like on daily, like it's just trickled down this whole time. And like, I mean, we're just in everything negative territory, which is, you know, usually like a complete bottom. And that volume is just really leveled out. There's just no news going on right now, but that's with ALTO too. I mean, I don't know if you guys follow ALTO, but it really just needs one kind of positive news story. So we'll see. I know I've been keeping up on things, and Justin really hasn't had much to add. There hasn't been much to say. Just hoping they can start to perform a little bit better on the next, you know, few earnings. And like I said, for me, it's become a really small position, so it's not really all that big of a deal. But what else was up? Oracle. Yeah, let's go to Yahoo instead. Actually, you know what? I had to actually pull up all today's daily movers. Let me do that. Where is movers? There we go. Let's take a look. I'm gonna do like a 3-year weekly chart just so I can kind of see how these have all been performing. Because there can be some of them too that we can't get much for. Yeah, ALTO is specifically for ethanol, but all kinds of different specialty alcohols and stuff. So yeah, the crush margins is kind of what you go off of. But yeah, corn commodity prices, it does matter. But it matters the amount of corn that they produce, because it's the excess corn that could be used in a lot of the stuff. And some of the bigger theses is they've always had some assets that they could sell, which I know is like whatever, but the whole Western assets and all that, it could be sold for a substantial amount. What I would think would be a substantial amount. You definitely see share price appreciation from it. But focusing on their normal business, which is they're producing all kinds of specialty alcohols or ethanol. What I'm most excited about is the Biden administration is working on these alternative fuels and stuff like that, and a lot of the fuels use like this ethanol alcohol type to be made into it. They're looking for alternative fuels for airplanes, and there's real promise with what they can produce. So if ALTO can start to get that going, and they also have a sequestration where it's like a recycling program essentially that they're working on too. That they're trying to get off. They had some issues. They had a fire at a plant. So it's a long backstory if you want to get into it. But long story short, though, management has just mangled that company. I mean, management has made every major mistake you could as a manager, especially with the way they put out their reports and time things. They're morons, to be honest. Like, just disappointing. But they have started to turn around. There's been some change in it, and I think there's a good future ahead. I think we're at a real bottom. And last time I was in ALTO, I was up like 300% or something crazy, because I literally called the bottom last time, and it was almost the same setup. It was like very similar, which is part of the reason why like I see it here and I'm like, oh, it starts to look good to me. Because where was I? If I go back here a little bit, 3-year weekly. Yeah, I mean, I got literally in here last time somewhere and rode it up through here, and I sold like 2/3 of my position somewhere in here. Like I literally got out just before this was a terrible earnings report that like killed them. And ever since then, it's just trickled down. Like the whole market's just given up on the company. So I think there's something there. Here, I can just pull this up too so you can see it real quick. What's up, NASCAR? He's got a few tickers that he wants to see that are big up after hours and is wondering which one to dive into. All right, you know, well, while this is coming up, let's take a peek. Wang and Lee. Nope. What was it? WLGS. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Wow, you're not kidding. It's founded in 1981, huh? I mean, yeah, I do look for that in Chinese companies because I'm trying to find anything substantial. I mean, I know, you know, because they can come on the market and they do this where it just bounces all over the place and doesn't really mean anything. They're, I mean, if they're, so what's this current stock price? It's up to $1. Wow. The only thing that worries me is every time it's done this, NASCAR, you know, and I'm not a technical person by all this means, you know, it pops up and comes all the way back down. Like there's not a general trend in a better direction. And there's not much to go off of besides that general trend is downwards. So I wonder on each of these pops, you know, it was a little bit more volatile in here. But also a much younger stock. People are trying to figure out values for it. I mean, the volume's really good right now. I don't know what the after hours volume is because that's a big part of it too. Is what the after hour volume could be. What else we got? What was the other ones? Wheeler Real Estate Trust. I can't remember if I looked at them or not. That's a one-day chart. Wow. They don't have any news from yesterday or from today. Nah. I don't. The only thing so far in NASCAR, I don't see anything with Wheeler, which makes me think that it could just be momentum. If that momentum pops and then dies right out, less impressive. What's today's volume? I'll have to pull up some fundamentals real quick on them. And I said BMR could be the most interesting. Its average day volume is similar to what it was February when it ran to 2 and to 34 in a day. It was right after the whole period, and BMR is a legit PR. All right, I'll pull them up next. But oh, sure. Sometimes Tuesdays get to you. The cash flow has been pretty good, even though last year was a tough year for them, which was part of the disappointing results, which had to do with the fire and had to do with them making decisions. And then they also hedged themselves with, I think it was natural gas. They hedged themselves with natural gas prices, and they did it at the wrong time. So even their hedge screwed them. So it's just a lot of mistakes all at once. But once again, just one of those stocks that's starting to look cheap. And if management can turn around, I mean, you can see in the past it's been much more successful. But it's been kind of a slow Dow trend since kind of this area here, 2019, 2020. But get back to some positive earnings and whatnot. And just because I'm curious, I'm going to look up Wheeler Real Estate real quick. Oh, the market cap's only $4 million. I don't know NASCAR. That's I didn't realize that. Even here with the market cap at $8 million, like that's really small for me. What was the other one that you had said? Oh, WLGS. What's their market cap? Oh man, also really small. I don't know. See, okay, even Beamer, I mean, its market cap is much more realistic because I mean, even today when it was down here at 4, you know, it's 44 million. That's still much more reasonable when it's got to be above like 10 million for me. Going below 10 million to me makes me really think I'm like, you know, kind of grasping at straws there. Man, it's up after hours. That was 6 months ago. It had a huge spike. Let's see what the old fundamentals come up with. So Israel-based video technology and imaging science software company provides video encoding, transcoding, and optimization software solutions. Help with bitrate for live and video on demand services. A few different things that they own. JPEG Mini Photo Optimizer, a patented photo recompression technology which reduces the size of photographs without affecting their perceptual quality. Interesting. Yeah, not much to go off to either in time frame or anything. There's really no fundamentals to this. But it does have 41 cents a share, which at $4, you know. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up here on NASCAR because I've never looked at Beamer before. Was there any news on this? Oh, well, they finally got it enabled by NVIDIA. Accelerating Computing Beamer Cloud offers added value by delivering efficient AI-ready video processing. I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure it's a good thing. There's another EOS is up. EOS is another one that I've been in and out of before. All right, Beamer's somewhat interesting. It's really young, but and obviously it's not cheap on like a metric of any sort besides maybe cash. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, over this next period where they actually get to sell off their program that they, you know, if they're finally on whatever, I can't remember what it said it was on, but it had just gotten onto something. On the Oracle Cloud Marketplace, that's what it's on now. Okay. And what was did I even pull the chart yet? I feel like I did. Interesting that it found support here. That's insane. What did this open at? $1.55. And then the next day it closed at 13. Whew. That is some volume right there. Wow, and they continued to close higher doing that too. Look at that. NASCAR, I mean, the only one to me that just, like you said, that seems just obvious. BMR looks like the obvious choice here. You know, and I'm not telling you, you know, you do your own thing because you know me, I'm not a day trader. But this one looks interesting. I mean, if it just jumped that much last time, $16 from $1. I mean, could this at least get up to the $7.50 or $8 mark, which it's been before? That would be resistance. Got a chance, especially on good news. It just doesn't have much to go off of otherwise. All right, here. Already finished my beer. It's a problem. See if there's anything. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I pulled all these charts in. That should have reminded me. That was what I was trying to do here. This, I don't even know what's going on here. This is a young company too. So these are just the biggest movers from today. So actually, probably some of the stuff that you saw in NASCAR might be on here. Just trying to see if anything looks interesting to me. I feel like I just got out of a firm. Had an NVIDIA headline about a new AV1 format. Gotcha. I mean, it makes sense. It's just crazy that, like, so much is like, oh, we might do something with NVIDIA, and it's like, boom. AMC's bouncing around still. AMRN. What's going on with them? The biotech. Ah, they do generate revenue though. Is there any news on this though? Like if it's just like they're passing some stages, like I don't know. CEO receives national reimbursements. Yeah, I don't know. Here's ASTS. Who is that called that? Was that YouTube value? Yeah. See if the bar company can break through here. What's it doing in after hours? Down. But up 14% today, huh? It's another one with a nice chart. A little late now, but wait, I'm saying this is my goal to get following on some of these. I mean, this one's tough. This one's it is real bouncy. Man, you buying some of those pullbacks. All right here. So they don't have that. It's been like the they do, but they just have plenty of cash to cover it. Okay. It's still, whatever. I mean, it's still positive. We've used BarkBox before. It's just I don't know. I guess we just didn't stick with it. My problem is my dog just rips stuff into pieces. Like we give him any toy, it doesn't last long. And like I worry that he's gonna like choke on stuff. So you know that's why I don't want to. Give him like too much stuff. It's tough to keep an eye on him sometimes. So he's lowered by 40 million. So earnings are starting to slowly catch up here. They're still pretty young. Almost positive cash flow though. Pretty clean balance sheet. They do have debt though. Is that all? It can't be operating leases. It's like a service, unless it's like warehouse. 2025 convertible notes is 40. Okay, so 40 is the actual number, and they have plenty of cash for that. Okay, so those don't matter at all. Those must be trading fairly, I'm assuming. What reasonable notes to take out? Like, that's the other thing too. Some of these companies I look at when they're like super distressed, and like you look at like how much money they took out, and it's like, what did you guys expect? And they have a revolving line of credit as well. The maturity date is. Do they have anything out here? There's no outstanding borrowing. So, okay, it doesn't matter. They just have it as an option. Yeah, it's operating leases. It's okay. Okay. Let's say that they're turning around on deck. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. I got like $1.41 was my high. We'll go with that. Who cares? Does anybody own this? Yeah, there's some decent owners. Okay. Where are your followings or holdings are? Wow. Hood, Monday, Udemy, Skills. Wonder if they played that right, man. Skills was a huge one at one point. I think they did if they bought it in 2020. Interesting. Yeah, I like Bark. I don't know if there's enough yet there for me though. Well, how did Bark's chart look? And it's more just I feel like now it's getting expensive. Yeah, the only thing I want to do with Bark is just read through that when I get a chance. Anyone talking about Bark? Another question. Anybody in the stream? Do you guys have like places that you go? Like you know, I check on X and like Reddit's kind of weird. It's hard sometimes to check tickers out on Reddit. Just if you guys have anywhere else that you go and you kind of look, besides obviously Seeking and like you know those kind of websites. Back down in after hours though, so it's meh. All right. Some volatilities. Interesting. Oh, I don't feel like reading through this all right now. Let me just see if there's anything I need to be terrified about with these guys. They're small. It's another small company. Yeah, I don't know. Just with like what they're working on. They only had 2 positive years. Which are probably all like grant money or something during COVID. The timeline kind of fits. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really my thing. There's CURI. EOSE has had some spikes in its history too. We're pretty low off this. Sorry, my dog is barking here. Just want to see if there's any news with EOSE. You know, it's always on top too. I forget to hit latest. Oh yeah, what is EOS's short interest? Isn't it higher? $9 million. So it's 25% of float, huh? Interesting. Anyways. I know their numbers are terrible, but I'm just seeing if anything has changed. like I said, at this point too, I'm just bouncing around on stuff. So if you guys got anything else you want me to look at, or if you got anything that you like, let me know. Yeah, I mean, this could be easily worth $1, even at this. Wow, they diluted by a lot last time. Was that in the chart? That must have been somewhere. That had to have been this. Wow, this dropped all the way back down to $1.24, huh? And then goes right back up to $4. That's a 2-month period, huh? That's crazy. See if Seeking or anyone's talking about it at all. Yeah, I don't know. They really need a bigger turnaround for this kind of like, because you know, I mean, yeah, there's these bumps like that, but timing that's going to be impossible. Like, you know, I feel like you just need more than that. There's no reason to go in on something like that if you're gonna. Oops, that's the wrong one. All right, let's go. Oh no, that's right. We were going by charts. Therapeutics. GCT semiconductor. Not much volume in that. There's GameStop back above 30. Where did that close? Down a little bit, just below 30. That's so crazy where our K's at these days. Nah, I don't really care about Groupon. No. Is iHeart doing anything here? Did you mention iHeart? Did someone mention iHeart in here? No, I must have just saw it. What is this doing? Well, it's holding there, huh? Whoa, oh, this is the new Yahoo Finance. I was like, this looks so strange. Yeah, I don't know. Iron Energy's been on a tear. MAXN. I'm trying to think when the last time I looked at these guys. I feel like it wasn't that long ago, actually. Come on. Oh, okay, let's get pulled from that. Is anyone talking about this? No. Yeah, I could sit here and scroll all day. It's not going to do anything. It's a pretty crazy chart. Wow. It's up another 10% after hours too. Wow. What's like the actual news on that one? Nothing on here. Oh, day range got up to $1.85, huh? What was the actual volume on this? Wow, nothing, huh? That seems so, like, that seems crazy to me. There's no... Nah. I don't know if that's cheap enough. Wow. It's an interesting chart. On SCLX, I got out of these guys on this pullback here. They just broke back through again. I guess I gotta start making a list of these names I see at night, and then decide if there's anything that I want to go into in the mornings. Sorry, I'm just going through these charts. just trying to pick out like little details and things, see if there's anything I can just notice. Got down to 48 cents. Is that just having a run up? I'm always surprised that company has run ups. Alright, I don't think there's too much. Metrics wise, MAXN, that's one I do actually like. Then this is a daily losers. Usually if you're going to find something in metrics, like this is a good spot to go hunting because this stuff trades at ridiculous lows. And SIFI, I know they just did a rights offering, so that was way down. Which I actually got the rights offering, so I was pretty happy with that because it sold off and I didn't realize what the rights offering was actually worth. and it actually pretty much covered itself almost, like close enough. And I bought it at a good time too, so actually I didn't lose really anything. I think I probably was for a gain overall. Core Civic. Let me just disable this real quick so it doesn't start trying to download all these. Sim still continues to drop. Oh, but that was after a huge rise up. I guess I didn't realize it had this huge rise up. I don't know why I don't remember that chart. That doesn't look familiar. And I've looked at Zim. I've definitely looked at Zim before. It's weird. But whatever. Where was I just at? Back to the dash. You know what? Let's just pull them in just because obviously I thought I knew something I didn't. And I mean, these are pretty big pullbacks. I just don't know if it's... But I guess on I mean, if that's really the cash flow it's on, it's cheap. Yeah, I'm not seeing much in the insiders here. Sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes I just like to look at stuff based on how much someone actually bought. But a lot of it's the financials and stuff which don't really interest me. Yeah, I don't really see all too much. What bark's on here? Pull them in just to look one more time. What was their actual? Yeah, it probably won't be much to look at, but whatever. All right, and sadly like that, guys, I do got to get out of here. But thanks for everybody who's joined in today. If anyone's still watching, I hope you have a good night. And I'll let you guys know what I decide to do with the position tomorrow. I do like CURI, so I'll probably take a position, to be honest. So we'll see where it goes from here. And hopefully we can ride that one for. It would be nice if we could go until when it becomes profitable. I mean, that would make a huge difference. What a win that could be. So we'll start following it a little bit closer. And other than that, like I said, portfolio is doing all right, kind of hanging in there. Like I said, because of the way I've been doing stuff, I've been trimming it here and there. So it's, you know, I've just taken some losses just because I'm like, I want to get out of this and stop trying to limit my focus down to what really matters here again. So we'll keep going in, and then yeah, hopefully we can get some good returns going into these next few months here. So everybody, have a good night. If I had more beer, I'd cheers you. Sadly, I don't. I need to teach my dog how to grab a beer. But yeah, Johnny will be on Thursday, so he will see you then. And I think we're doing our stream Saturday, but I gotta figure that out. We'll put it on X if you care. Which of course you care. Why wouldn't you care? Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Have a good one.